All right, breaking down my thoughts for July 7th, Wednesday, July 7th, New York session stream. So, clean chart, kind of going to show you how I break down some of these key levels and would end up kind of looking at entry points and then kind of prices that are end up being targets for the overall trades ended up being taken. So we caught a nice move down today. Really waited for some key levels to be broken and kind of targeted that next area. So right here we're looking at the 4-hour chart. Just kind of going to do a rough breakdown of what I'm kind of looking for as far as mapping out some of these levels and kind of going to mark them up and then kind of draw out some zones within those levels to kind of show you what I look for when I say if price breaks this level, it's got a high probability of kind of tapping into that next zone. So that's kind of what we're going to go over here today. So again, 4-hour chart, and going to kind of just run through, map out some key levels that price is tapped into, respected, whether at the top or the bottom, and kind of go from there. So that's what we'll be doing right now. And then we'll kind of hop into my overall thoughts for price as tomorrow goes. So again, just kind of mapping out some key levels. And what we're looking for is some areas that price has previously respected, whether it's to the top or to the bottom, and how price has reacted off those levels. Again, this is the 4-hour chart. We'll kind of look for the confluence within the 4-hour and then off the daily as well. So again, these are kind of going to be the levels we'll end up kind of playing off of, kind of going into tomorrow. Obviously, we probably won't see some of these levels, but again, mapping these out off the 4-hour, and these will eventually be either targets or areas we look for price to kind of tap into, respect, or kind of blow right through to look for an entry. All right, so what you got here is our previous kind of all-time high resistance that we kind of tapped into. This next one you can kind of see was a resistance to the top side, resistance here. It's broken through before, but as you can see, it's held pretty well, kind of breaking above, kind of uses support. Again, kind of drawing some horizontal lines, and then we'll kind of break down some zones to kind of go within them. And again, what we're looking at here, especially during these summer months where volume will kind of run one way, we're really looking at how price has previously reacted, whether it breaks the zone or taps the top of the zone. And we're looking at how price previously reacted at either the break or the reaction of that current zone. Which is why we're kind of mapping out zones and not just kind of going off horizontal lines. Kind of gives us a little bit better of an idea. Again, you can use any colors, but kind of just change them up whenever I kind of get tired of the other ones. Right, so off the bat, these are kind of some key levels we're going to be focusing on as far as the 4-hour goes, and then you'll see the confluence on the daily when you kind of tap into these, right? Strong level right here, strong level right here, pretty good strong level right here, and a strong level right here. So those are the ones we'll be focusing on when you kind of dive back in on the 4-hour. Pretty clean, pretty simple, right? And then we'll kind of dive in on the 15-minute. And overall, just kind of looking at how prices reacted on these lower time frames, really with the break of the levels done. And you can see right here, these levels right here on the lower time frame kind of break this level, kind of holds that support. That's why I like drawing zones. And you can kind of see breaking above, that retest kind of continue to up. And again, yeah, break of this zone, kind of tapping into that next zone, right? So back to the 4-hour. kind of just running you through my overall raw thoughts, right? And you're going to look at how price has reacted at the break of this next zone all across the board, right? So price breaking below has a higher probability of price kind of tapping into here, right? You can see it all across the board. We've actually taken this short before due to how price has previously reacted. So you have all this over here, kind of that confluence. So if we do see tomorrow price kind of break below, we have a high probability of kind of going down into here. And what you'll kind of notice is roughly 200 pip zone, 160, 150. So roughly all within 150 to 200 pip zones. Kind of gives us that good 100 pip target minimum. So that's what I like to see as far as targeting key levels on the market and targeting that next target. So kind of have these levels mapped out. These we'll be using the next couple days unless price really breaks through some of these. So off the bat, we'll kind of dive in on the hourly and kind of talk about what I think price could do here tomorrow. So overall, if we kind of see this bearish momentum kind of stick here and kind of stay, we're going to kind of anticipate price to kind of respect this level in full, right? Respecting this level up here kind of gives us that idea that price isn't going to kind of flip bullish on us. As far as a possible entry goes, we'd really be looking at the break of this zone for the retest, for the kind of continuation to kind of target this next zone, as you can see right across the board right here. And then diving back in on the 4 hour, what you'll see is you see the break of this zone kind of taps into here, all right 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 here. So that's kind of going to be the fundamental idea behind these shorts right here. And again, we'll be looking for that break of structure for a possible low time frame pullback on a fib to kind of continue that trend back down. So again, looking for price overnight to kind of respect this level right here. So possible short entry would be kind of waiting for the break of this zone and kind of targeting the breakout of this zone. Or if we see price create a good lower time frame fib in this area, kind of to target the breakout of this zone. So those will be two possible entries. Right, so back to the 1 hour. Another possible entry, what we'll kind of look into on the top side, would really be the same thing, but just on the flip side, right? Break a structure, low time frame pullback to kind of continue up to tap into this zone. And what you're going to see again across the board, if price breaks above here, we have a high probability of price kind of tapping into this general area, right? It's done it over here. It's done it almost over here, almost over here. It's done it here. So again, that's kind of going to be the idea behind that, right? Break a structure, either an impulse entry or if volume isn't pushing too hard, we'll see that retest and kind of that continuation up. If you kind of go back in on this lower time frame, right? What you're going to see is you got this break of structure here. You got the break of structure up, kind of that pullback right in that golden zone, price respected that 618 for the continuation up. So just a random example, kind of explains what I'm talking about when I say break a structure and a retest on a fib level, right? So those are kind of my two overall thoughts for kind of going into tomorrow, right? Previous market structure, mapped out some key levels and kind of some key targets we would anticipate price to kind of tap into. So we'll kind of see what London session brings. But overall, wanted to kind of come in, clear the chart, map out some key levels, show you what I'm looking for when I'm mapping out those key levels, and kind of reiterate what I mean by when I say previous market structure, what price has previously done at the break of those zones, and we'll kind of go from there, see what London session brings. But overall, I'm expecting price to kind of remain in this current zone throughout the night. I highly doubt it'll break above this zone. So overall, we'll either be targeting some break of this zones for the bullish push, but overall I think we're probably going to be targeting the break of this zone for that continuation down here tomorrow during the NYSE session. So overall, these are my thoughts. And yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings, as in Wednesday, July 7th. So these are my thoughts for then.